Hey there! Thought I would give you people a small video update on my reef tank. Now, as you may recall, in the last video I did about my snail babies, which are growing, by the way, I mentioned and also showed you that I had a little bit of a cyanobacteria problem going. Unfortunately, that problem got exponentially worse until the entire sand bed and all of the lower rock work was completely covered in thick coats of cyano. Not very pleasant. So a few weeks ago I just finished treating the tank with a couple of 4-day blackouts. Complete blackouts, not a sliver of light in this entire room. Followed by a 30% water change, and then another 30% water change a week after each time. Blackouts were about 1 to 2 weeks apart. And it's been 2 weeks now, and the treatment has been completely successful. I've eliminated all trace of cyanobacteria in my system. Well, probably not all trace, since they're always around somewhere, but there is nothing visible anyway. And I think the problem was that my RO unit's pre-sediment filter as well as its carbon filter were pretty clogged up, so I have replaced those, and that also seems to have done the trick. Unfortunately, I think the phosphate levels were too high from the source water, so my beautiful bird's nest coral and my two Montipora capricornis, my red and my green colonies, all wiped out. The one colony that did survive, and as you can plainly see compared to my previous videos has thrived, is my digita, my Montipora digita. It's growing very well, and I have fragged it a little bit, placed it around the rock. And this rock, you'll have to excuse them for being closed up. I've been doing heavy maintenance today. But it's a little bit too covered in star polyps for my tastes, so I'm seriously considering replacing this rock on the top here, so that I can add more SPS colonies. Because one thing I found with my previous experience is that Montipora and bird's nest corals do not go together at all. The Montipora is just too aggressive and will attack it if it gets too close, which is why I fragged my bird's nest. And this is the remaining skeleton bit where it was once attached. You may recall it from earlier videos like the Hermit versus Trocus. Another interesting development has been these zoanthids, and I see I missed a couple of pest anemones. Now this rock came with 3 very distinct colonies of zoas. It had the green ones, it had these red ones, and it had these brown dark green ones. Now the red ones were pretty prominent, and they were all sort of equally balanced. But over the months, it seems that the green ones and the brown green ones, dark green ones, have become dominant. Because they have pretty much outcompeted the others. I have had very great success with the mushrooms. As you can see, there's a group of them there. 3. And a few here, which there are also 3 on the 4th one coming. Now the first mentioned colony, there's 2 of their offspring here, one sitting on the shell and one under the rock there. My brain coral, though, is proving to be a bit problematic ever since I upgraded the lighting about a year ago. It has a tendency to bleach repeatedly. It bleaches. I try to put it in very dark shade, nurse it back to health, and then I try to move it a bit out in the light again, and then after a time it bleaches again. Oh, sorry. But apparently the lighting is just too strong, so I'll have to try to keep it in shade. Now one of the real big additions is my refugium. Which has left my tank not quite as cluttered as it was before. I got myself an Overflow box from Clear Tides in the UK. It's doing a very, very good job. Now my fuse is looking a bit more pristine than usual because I did maintenance. It is a bit of a do-it-yourself build, as you can plainly see. I've taken 2 aquariums and stuffed them inside each other. 2 acrylic aquariums. So I mean, I have the one here, which is the main chamber. At the moment just has a bit of live rock and some Cheeto. And it has a 5100 Kelvin lamp. I think it is 26 watts, I think. 23 watts. With an output about 1590 lumens. So I mean, you have that primary chamber and things overflow here, where I have the other equipment like the heater and the skimmer intake, as well as the return pumps. Which you can see here is the return tubes. And of course I have this power head running for circulation, a bit diverse circulation. Unfortunately, I'm having a wee bit of a problem with these rotating water deflectors that I use for waves or randomized current. And that is these little turbo snail babies. They keep getting stuck in here and jamming the pump. So it's kind of annoying. Oh, there we have one of my hermits, one of my blue legs. Bit of a handsome fella. I really do like the blue-legged hermits. They are very interesting with their blue colors and the red trims on their legs. Yeah, my closed up star polyps. And these guys, these are something interesting. Some interesting hitchhikers. These are Phorofermians. They are single-celled organisms that build calcareous tubes. And judging from the red color, I'm assuming that they're pretty rich in iron as well. Like I said, single-celled organism, and they stick out these filaments of, I think it is cytoplasm, that they use to trap particles from the water. And they really will eat almost anything. You can see a group of them that have caught a small strand of Cheeto, which is actually slowly being digested. I have watched the progress for a couple of days now, and they are actually slowly digesting the Cheeto, which is pretty cool. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, and feel free to comment and ask any questions you like. Thanks for watching.